friends, welcome to the fourth episode in my series Growing for Life. In this episode we're going to get a little bit more hands-on, and you can see that we're back over at the raised bed which I looked at in the previous 2 episodes ago. So we're going to start planting some seeds today. We need to prepare this bed with minimal sort of fuss as possible. You can see there's a lot of leaves on the bed. This is the sort of winter quilt that we left on it, and a lot of those have decomposed now, but we're going to, ideally I'd like to leave them all on there, but we're going to rake them off, trying not to disturb the soil too deep down. So we'll rake them off, they'll go on the compost. I'll then put a fresh layer of compost on. I'm not going to dig that in, I'm just going to leave it on the top. And then we're going to make a few rows and we'll plant a few seeds, and I'm going to go through those seeds as we do it. As you can see, we've got a few weeds which need attending to. There's a couple of dandelions, and at the front there we've got some ground elder, the dreaded ground elder, and people say the only way to get rid of it is to move. Well, that's not an option for us obviously, so probably will need to dig that corner out just to remove some of the roots. And all we can do with that is really manage it. It's impossible to get rid of, but we'll deal with that, and then we'll get planting some seeds. I'm just gently raking these leaves up so that we can get them in the compost bag, and then put this in the compost pile, and then we can reuse. Nothing goes to waste here, organic. This will get reused next year. Doesn't matter really if there's a few leaves left on top. Doesn't do any harm. See that the soil is nice and damp. That's one of the great advantages of the no-dig system in that you use compost on top, and that protects the soil underneath from drying out too much. Well, in some cases at all. I don't need to uncover the whole bed for what I'm doing today, so I'm just going to sort of uncover 2/3 and give it a good rake. First I'm going to deal with these weeds. This is a dandelion, got a very long root, and you really want to get it all out in order to stop it growing back. And you can see, look at the worms. I've not dug down deep in that soil or very far wide, and you can see there's lovely worms, which is a really good sign. Very healthy soil. That's what we want, and that's what we want to keep. And then finally we got this dreaded ground elder. Now you can actually eat ground elder when the leaves are small and tender like these. You can put them in the salad. They're quite a bland taste really, nothing to get you excited about, but still, if it comes to food, then it's food at the end of the day. But we don't want ground elder in this bed, so we just need to dig it out a bit and just, like I say, manage it so it doesn't take over what else is here. It's got a creeping root which, unless you get it all out, will grow back, and that's rather an impossible task to get it all out, so we'll just take as much out as we can just to keep it at bay. And then as the year goes on, just manage it really. It's just popped in here in the corner. Good. So I'll go and get the compost, put that on, spread it out, and then go from there. So before I apply the compost, I'm just going to give the bed a final rake just to soften the top, sort of a couple of centimetres, inch or so. and then we can put the compost on. Okay, so I'm just going to gently rake out the compost. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just a little coating across the whole area. And I think we're done now. So here are our seeds. I've got some spinach, French radish, pak choy, a couple of lettuces, some Swiss chard, and some early carrots. So let's get these in the ground. So first of all, I'm just going to plant some spinach. I'm going to get my hand in here, make a row, sort of 1 centimetre, 1.5 centimetres across, leaving a little bit of room next to the edge of the bed. Seeds aren't too small, so you can control them a little bit, but you can always thin them out, of course. And you can't guarantee they will all germinate, so it doesn't really matter if you have too many. You can always pick them out. That's those. And I'll just tidy that row up, cover it over. And just put that there so I know that the spinach is there. Just fan that down. If your soil is quite dry before and you don't have compost, you might need to give it a water before you put them in, but as you saw, this is really nice moist soil and really nice moist compost, so I don't feel the need to water before I put the seeds in. Next, I've got some radish. I'm going to leave about 15 centimetres for the spinach to grow. In fact, a little bit less, 10 centimetres, because I'm going to pick it as baby leaf rather than let it grow full size. Oh, nice row of radish. Slightly smaller seeds, that's fine. Radish are, like I said in the previous video, a very forgiving plant in terms of growing, and very quick as well. You can multi-sow these, they'll happily grow in small bunches. That's no problem. But again, you can thin them out. And then let's just cover those over. Very simple, very, very simple. Quick tap down. And then I put the packet there, and I know that they're planted there. And then I'm going to carry on with the others. They all need planting at similar depth. Obviously Swiss chard, we need to give those a little bit more room as that plant sort of grows a bit bigger. But again, you'll pick the leaves from the outside on that. And then we'll do our lettuces as well. I'm not going to grow these to full heads, we'll be picking the leaves before they get that far, so I don't need to give them too much room. But sort of similar spacing across the bed, and then we'll wait for these to grow. I'm going to carry on now, get these finished. So that's our bed planted up now, or 2/3 of it anyway, with the seeds that we talked about. I didn't have room for the second lettuce, so I'm not going to worry about that. All I need to do now is to give it a good watering over to really set those seeds, make sure they've got lots of moisture. And the compost will let it drain, so it won't get too wet. And that's it really. And yeah, so I still find it, you know, incredible that you take this soil or compost and you just throw some seeds in it, and these plants grow up that you can eat and give you sustenance. And I think of myself as really a sort of a caretaker of soil rather than a grower of vegetables. We look after soil and the soil looks after the vegetables. And it's that subject of soil that I want to look at in the next video. So if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, let them know about Growing for Life, and subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss out on any future videos. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.